Hi guys, today's tip is based on framing the lesson from Fundamental 5. It is something that we have talked about in our coaching recap meetings, that I've talked about with the teachers that I'm coaching, and that our admin have noticed in their walkthrough visits and PLCs that it might be something that we're making a little bit more complicated than it needs to be, just because we didn't have the training that we thought we were going to have. So I wanted to give you a little bit more information from the Fundamental 5 book. I did read it, so I would be a resource for you guys. It's highlighted up and messed up if anybody wants to look at it. So as far as framing the lesson, the first thing for you to think about is don't make it complicated. It's not like for those of us that have been teaching ages ago where you have to actually take the SE or the TEK and put it into friendly language to your students. We want a statement of learning that is easy for the students to understand. So it is a lesson frame. It represents the beginning and the end of the lesson. The first part is what the students will be doing to learn what it is that you want them to learn that day. And the second part is how they're going to demonstrate that learning. So and you think, oh, well, this is just a trend. This is something, that we're doing, the district is bringing, why we have to always learn something new. Well, back in 1991, I was asked to read The First Days of School. I actually heard Harry Wong speak, and he still republishes his book every so often. And so from way back in 1991, he says that focusing on the objectives, so what the students need to learn, actually increases the chance that they will learn. And we know that that's what everybody wants, is for their students to learn. If your students are not doing their assignments and they're not showing achievement, then really no learning has occurred. So the lesson frame is something that can help your students understand what they need to do. So here are some examples from different subject areas. Again, we're putting this into the simplest form for what we're going to do that day. So you can take a look at, I have a biology example, I have an English example, I have a social studies example, a math example. Even I took, because this is a conversation I had with CTE about if they're really project-based class, what theirs may look like. So you'll notice on page 2, I did one for interior design. We will work on our homecoming decorations because that's something that they do. And, they're busy and they're doing a lot of frequent small group talk because they're working together. And so at the end, I'll record a reflection of today's progress and where I need to start tomorrow. We're teaching them life skills. So it can be that simple. And you want to think about what is the one takeaway you want them to have for that day and how can they show you that they know it. It's that simple. We want it to be in student language and we want it to help guide what they know that they need to learn for the day. And last, let's talk about what are the benefits of the student, because just like with our students, why do we even want them to do something if we don't tell them why? So you're probably wondering, okay, so why is this important? Well, from the student side, it helps them focus on what's important and not overwhelm them with all the information that we often give them during the lesson. They're now able to track with the teacher more effectively. This is especially important for your struggling learners because they actually have a goal to look forward to. And so it raises the performance level of all of our students. Our lower students are going to do well because they have a goal. And then our higher students, they're going to even step that further. So it raises both the floor and the ceiling of the learning potential in your classroom. So what's the benefit to you? Well, it helps you choose the activity that will actually move the students from the objective of learning more effectively. So sometimes the activity we do doesn't always match what we want the students to learn, or maybe we give too much information, but what kind of practice can I give to be sure that they learn this specific thing? That's our goal for the day. It also reduces our temptation to stray from the original purpose of the lesson. So as long as we have a plan and we have a purpose, we're more likely to stick to that. I was in a classroom this week where this teacher actually had the student read the we will, I will statement. I thought that was a great idea to cement it into their brain. So that's a good idea as well. And it helps create relevance to the student. So why am I doing this activity? Well, you're doing it because at the end of this lesson, this is what you're going to need to be able to do. It helps tie those things in brain-wise. So I hope that this helps understand that the framing the lesson, the we will, I will statement should be very simple for you. We want to take it to the simplest form and really think about what do I want my students to be able to explain to me or do for me at the end of this lesson. Your I will is not I will complete a worksheet. What am I going to demonstrate through that worksheet, through that writing? So if you have any further questions about framing the lesson, or if you'd like, help simplifying your we will, I will statements, please feel free to reach out to me. My prep week is the week right after fall break. So if, that leaves me a little more open to come to PLCs and talk to you and work with you as a group if that's something that anyone would like. So have a great day, Bulldogs. And you're almost there, almost to fall break.